Hello, everyone. You are now on the verge of witnessing a new and innovative teaching strategy introduced for the first time to educate the blind, deaf, and those with learning difficulties through the sense of smell. Yes, don't be surprised. The sense of smell, a sense that is often neglected in education. You are about to discover the olfactory learning strategy developed by the Egyptian researcher Mohammed Fouad Ghonim. In the field of medicine, the sense of smell has been used to diagnose diseases. Additionally, in the realm of stimulating sexual desire, some men and women use sexual perfumes, which are the same scents that animals use for mating. Similarly, restaurants use aromas to stimulate hunger. However, there is not enough use of the sense of smell in education. Therefore, the researcher has innovated the olfactory learning strategy. What is the strategy of learning through smell? The learning through smell strategy is a secondary assistive strategy in education that fosters the use of the sense of smell in learning, especially for students with visual and hearing impairments, as well as those with learning disabilities. It is based on olfactory memory and establishing a conditional association between sense and various educational processes within the classroom, creating an olfactory language understood by the blind, deaf, and those without such challenges. The strategy employs scents based on their medical and psychological effects on humans, aligning them with the educational context as needed. This strategy introduces new educational terms such as olfactory question or school tests using smell, olfactory classrooms, olfactory dictionary, and educational reinforcement using sense, olfactory reinforcement. It was first developed and introduced by the Egyptian researcher Mohammed Fouad Ghonim after conducting a study on blind, deaf, and non-disabled students in schools in Dammam, Saudi Arabia. Employing olfactory memory in cognitive aspects, recalling information, a teacher can name and introduce a scent to students, then expose them to it while explaining the lesson to connect the scent with the subject being taught. This aids in recalling information when students are exposed to the same scent again and can also be used in examination rooms to help students recall information during exams related to the scents they were exposed to. We are currently watching a visual segment of the implementation of the strategy on children in early childhood education who do not face difficulties related to vision and hearing. The teacher, during instruction, previously introduced them to fragrances and mentally connected the meanings of these scents to information and alphabet letters. In this experiment, the teacher presented the scent of lemon to the child to evoke what the child learned. The child wrote the word lemon, and we also observed that when the child successfully identified the scent and recalled the alphabet letters and words associated with it, the teacher reinforced the correct response with the same fragrance. This deepens the impact of learning in the child through olfactory educational reinforcement. Utilizing olfactory memory in educational tests and assessment. School tests using smell. Changing the pattern of tests to involve the sense of smell for the first time. What is the olfactory question? Olfactory question is a type of classical conditioning that links the content of a specific question with a specific scent. When a student smells the scent, they automatically grasp the content of the question directed to them, whether it is presented by scenting the paper or by directly applying the scent to the student. This helps the student remember the answer to the question directed to them by associating the scent with the answer's content in their mind beforehand. This also assists the blind in quickly recognizing the content of the question using their sense of smell. We are now witnessing the application of the olfactory question on the blind, where we taught them through a research experiment that smelling the scent of lemon signifies writing the components of a nominal sentence. The blind person then smells the test paper and starts answering in Braille. It's astonishing that the sighted supervisor, when distributing a blank paper seemingly without any questions in his view, was surprised that the student smelled the paper and began answering the question in Braille after smelling it. Let's watch.
كل واحد يا شباب يشم الورقة ويتعرف على الرائحة الموجودة، وحسب الرائحة الموجودة هيجاوب. حسب الرائحة الموجودة هيجاوب. اتفضل. تمام. كل واحد يشم الورقة ويشوف هو ايه السؤال اللي اتعرف عليه من خلال الشم، كيف مثل ما اتفقنا. تمام. ويبدأ يجاوب ببرايل يا جماعة. خلاص؟ انت ايش شميت في الورقة؟
أقسام الجملة اللي هو الليمون.
شميت رائحة؟ الليمون. وايش دلالة هذه الرائحة عندك؟
أقسام الجملة.
أقسام الجملة؟ يعني جاوب الآن عن أقسام
الجملة.
عن أقسام الجملة. ماشي، جزاك الله خير. تفضل الإجابة.
رائحة المسك.
عندك شميت الورقة؟ عندك رائحة المسك. تمام. ايش تجاوب لما تشم رائحة المسك؟ طيب تفضل. وأنت ايش شميت؟
مسك.
أنت ايش شميت؟
ليمون.
ليمون. ما شاء الله. ايش شم رائحة الليمون؟ ايش تجاوب؟
أقسام الجملة.
حياك. تفضل. وأنت ايش شميت في الورقة؟ شم رائحة المسك ايش تجاوب؟ هاي. أحسنت. أنت أي نموذج؟
اللي هو الليمون.
الليمون. ممتاز. وإيش جاوبت؟
اللي هو شو اسمه؟ أقسام الجملة. فعل. 2 الأمر. 3 حرف.
ممتاز.
وبعد 3 أقسام الفعل. الأمر. المضارع.
Types of olfactory questions. Integrated olfactory question. This type involves integrating olfactory questions with traditional questions. The first question is presented in a conventional written and readable form, followed by a second olfactory question that consists of a scent only, labeled as an olfactory question. Independent olfactory question. This type involves providing a blank test paper that contains only a scent preconditioned by the teacher to a specific test question. This type was presented to blind students, and they identified the question through smell and answered it in Braille. It was an interesting experiment that helped blind students use a sense that had been neglected in their education, despite its importance. It also helped them focus and provide better answers in the test by recalling the information that they had been exposed to during the release of the scent in the classroom. Olfactory questions. Opportunities and challenges. Opportunities. 1. Enhanced recall and performance. Olfactory questions aid in better recall and retrieval of information, leading to improved performance in exams. 2. Promotion of olfactory learning. Olfactory questions provide a useful method to promote the use of the sense of smell in learning and testing, especially among blind and deaf students. 3. Reduced anxiety. Olfactory questions, with their use of scents, can help reduce anxiety and stress levels experienced by students during exams. 4. Improved concentration. These questions enhance concentration and attention levels during exams due to the effects of the scents used. 5. Assistance for learners with learning difficulties. Olfactory questions can assist individuals with learning difficulties in better recall, concentration, and attention, helping them overcome their challenges. 6. The olfactory question enhances the impact of learning, behaviors, and trends addressed in the test subject. Challenges. 1. Limited range of usable scents. The main challenge lies in the limited range of scents that can be used in questions. The human olfactory system struggles to distinguish multiple scents simultaneously. However, this limitation is acceptable since the strategy of olfactory learning is secondary and supportive, not the primary means of learning. 2. Exclusion of certain individuals. Individuals who have olfactory impairments, anosmia, asthma, or fragrance allergies may find it challenging to engage in this type of learning. However, such cases are relatively rare and individual-specific. Educational reinforcement with smell. Educational reinforcement through smell also aids in recalling the reinforcement situation and the information that was reinforced to the student when exposed to the same scent again. Let's now watch a visual clip of what the researcher did in enhancing olfaction for the blind and deaf, and how olfactory reinforcement assists the student in remembering the information that was reinforced, as well as recalling the reinforcement situation later on. Using olfactory memory in shaping. Positive and negative behavioral attitudes. Moreover, pleasant scents can be released to shape positive behaviors in students towards a specific subject, while unpleasant scents can be introduced to shape negative behaviors. Using olfaction for motivation, psychological preparedness, and its impact on student concentration and attention. In addition, smell can be used to stimulate psychological preparation for study and improve students' attention. Using smell in establishing classroom rules. Example, the teacher can also agree with their students to associate the diffusion of a specific scent with taking a break and relaxing inside the classroom. This scent, which has already been used, can help them relax, with the choice of the relaxation scent being based on a scientifically proven study. Olfactory classroom. The olfactory classrooms are study rooms that are scented and equipped with special devices for releasing fragrances intended for utilizing the strategy of learning through the sense of smell. The Smell Dictionary. The olfactory. Dictionary is a dictionary that associates each scent with specific information or a particular place, and we hope to develop it in collaboration with research centers smell and individuals with learning difficulties. Scent can have an impact on individuals with learning difficulties. It has the ability to restore consciousness to those who have fainted, bringing back their awareness. This is something that could potentially happen with individuals facing learning difficulties. Results. 1. The experimental group demonstrated superior information recall and memory compared to the control group, attributed to the effectiveness of the smell-based learning strategy. 2. Exposure to calming scents improved concentration and attention in the experimental group, while unpleasant scents led to distraction and decreased concentration. 3. Impact on behavior and trends. Smells helped shape positive behavior among students in the subjects allocated to that and also contributed to shaping negative behaviors. 4. This method allowed visually impaired students to read the question paper using their sense of smell, and the scent associated with each question during teaching had a stronger effect on the student's ability to recall information during the exam. This aided the experimental group, comprising visually impaired, hearing impaired, and normal students, in achieving higher scores on the tests compared to the control group. 5. Olfactory reinforcement was highly effective for blind and deaf students, contributing to higher scores in assessments. 6. The use of calming scents in classroom management, including linking scents to questions in assessments, resulted in improved recall and higher test scores. 7. The impact of smell on individuals with learning difficulties. As for the impact of smell on individuals with learning difficulties, the study was limited to focusing on the connection between using scents to awaken unconscious individuals, enhance their attention and perception, and the extent to which students with learning difficulties. Thank you for watching the presentation. You are the ones who can make smell a globally recognized language in schools. Together, we can spread the culture of olfactory learning worldwide by supporting this innovative strategy. Together, we can make a difference. Thank you.